All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to Who Wants to Make It? Too Hot Radio, Too Hot Records, Too Hot Tickets. Y'all make some noise for yourselves for being out here during this holiday season right now. So we had a whole lot of performances that took place, and now this is the learning session right here. So everybody look around, everybody that's in the building, everybody look around and see who's in here. These are the people that's really serious about trying to make it and trying to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about learning the information, learning the knowledge, learning what it takes to become successful. So that's what we're here today, to help everyone with that information. And we got an amazing panel right here. So I'll start off. My name is DJ Outlet. I'm program director for Too Hot Radio, the party app. I got my co-host in the building, Ooh Supreme. Y'all make some noise for Ooh Supreme.
Thank y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate that.
All right, and go ahead and introduce who we have, starting to the left, and we're going to go down.
All right, starting right here, we have Patrick Duggar, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all make some noise.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody? Thank y'all for coming.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jody, curator for the Love of Skating, also with Too Hot Radio. How y'all doing today? All right. Miss Deborah Byrd.
Hey, everybody. I'm Deborah Byrd. I'm a talent producer, talent consultant, and I work for several different companies, including BET.
Y'all make some noise for this panel right here. So we gonna get into it. We're going to get this information so that way these artists, because everybody, if you're an independent artist, put your hand up right now. If you're an independent artist, that's just almost everybody in the building. Entrepreneurs, where are all my entrepreneurs at in the building? If you're an artist, why didn't you raise your hand as an entrepreneur as well? Because you are a business as well, right? So that's what it is. So what we want to do is, before we start the panel, we just want to kind of get more of a full introduction for everybody, so that way we know everybody's background, everybody's history, and everything. So I'll start with myself. We go back to Ooh Supreme, and then we'll go around the panel again. But once again, my name is DJ Outlet. Y'all hear me on Too Hot Radio. I'm the voice of Too Hot Radio, program director for Too Hot Radio. So I'm the one that puts all the music on the station, make sure it gets played, make sure it gets heard. And I've been in the business for 20 years now, looking for talent, working with artists and everything. So that's what I'm here to do, just try to help artists get to the next level and get that information that they need. All right? Supreme?
Hey, how y'all doing? My name is actually Umar, but I go by Ooh Supreme. I've been working for Too Hot Radio for the last 18 years. I do all the event planning, coordinating. I also do a lot of creative consultant work as well. I listen to thousands of artists a month. So it's a pleasure to be here and give some honest feedback to all the artists and creatives that are in the building.
Give it up for Umar. Man, y'all sound like y'all about to sleep. What's up? Everybody, we need to do some shots or something. What's going on? Can we give some claps? Come on, what's up? Give it up for Umar. Thank you. I'm Patrick Duggar, a.k.a. Production Pat. I do music and I also do TV and film for the last 17 years. I work for BET, Tyler Perry Studios, Disney, everybody. Whoever got a check, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been rolling with Too Hot, since 2000 and
Quick backstory. Actually, me and this fool was roommates in college, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. I ended up transferring to Clark Atlanta University from Alabama State. Ended up hooking up with some of the guys from Too Hot Radio. Patrick Duggar was doing a lot of stuff even back in college, interning for Atlantic Records. He actually had brought Ray J to Alabama State University. They did a concert, and we were actually touring with him around the local area. I introduced him to the guys from Too Hot, and he's been rolling with us ever since. So
let's give it up for that. Give it up.
How y'all doing? I'm Jody. I'm the newest person on the panel. I'm also with Too Hot. Only been here maybe 3.5, 4 months. Newest member of the team. I'm the curator for the Love of Skating Atlanta. So For the Love of Skating is one of the largest summer skating events in Atlanta, Georgia. If people come from all around the world to travel to Atlanta, Georgia for a weekend or full week of skating. So that's what I'm the curator of. I'm happy to be on this panel. I'm happy to be with Too Hot Radio. It's been a pleasure being around these brothers, DJ Outlet, and the whole crew. Just happy to be here. Not too much for myself. I'm new on the panel, so it was nice to meet you, Jody_721.
Okay, I'm the newest person to Do High because it's my first time. This is my first time here, but so I'm Deborah Byrd. I have been in the business for over 27 years. I'm actually from Anchorage, Alaska, and moved to LA to pursue television. Basically, I wanted to do wardrobe and costume designing, but I ended up sliding into television production. I have a strong love of music, and pretty much that led me into what I do now, which is currently I'm a consultant for BET for the music department, and then I'm also a freelance talent executive and talent producer. So talent producer is a little misleading because I oversee all talent that crosses the stage. I don't actually put talent on the stage. But I get, I filter quite a few of, new artists and things like that. But so it's been 27 years. So I've done everything. I've done everything in every department that you can imagine behind an award show or a music special. So if you've got questions and, as we go through this, I'm happy to answer anything that you have. But basically, I'm excited to be here. I saw a lot of amazing talent today. You guys are really amazing. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Now, hold on, Deborah. So you got to tell everybody. So tell everybody, like, what your role really means, like your day-to-day, like when, you're consulting, with these major networks and they pull you into the room. Like, what are this discussions like? What are y'all really talking about?
Okay. So as we can get started. So a general award show or a music special, they start at least 3 months out before I'm even brought in. You've got a network and then a production team. Network hires the production team. Production team then starts to bring in the staff to put together their show. So for most of your award shows, it is we want to see what the biggest songs are out there that are on the radio right now. Or let's use Boots on the Ground, which was a big hit last summer and still being played, right now. As we went through last year's BET Awards, it was conversations by the producers, and it's a team of producers that come in and say, okay, what do we want to see? What do you want to see? Like, if you're the audience, what would you want to see on that stage? So that's how we're looking at it. What's the biggest song of the summer? Because BET Awards is in the summertime. So what's the biggest biggest song of the summer? If we're doing something for, let's say, the fall, it's like, what was the biggest song that you react to? If we're going through the numbers, because that's basically what people are kind of going by these days. And like I said, since I've been doing this for so long, it started with what was the songs on the charts? What were the biggest songs on the charts? Now it's pretty much what's the biggest songs on social media. So that's where we kind of start with, what makes sense there. So with that being said, it is a matter of a group of us as producers, as talent people, as some of the DJs, some of the radio people that we, kind of pull from that information to let us know what we're looking for to be on the stage.
Okay, makes sense. So you said the numbers. So it's always been about the numbers, even though, people say, oh, now all they care about is just the numbers. So it's really, since day one, it's always been about the numbers. It's just that it's a different type of numbers that they were looking at. Is that right?
Right. So in the beginning, well, I can't say the beginning, but when I started as a PA, because I started as a PA, so I was in the room with directors and producers, and they would go through the Billboard 100 or as the top R&B songs or who was the top artist at that time. Those were, how they picked the songs. Now in this space, it is social media is the drive. So the biggest song, I mean, there's every once in a while, we do pick a song that, just kind of speaks to us as a culture. It might not be the biggest song, but speaks to us as a culture. But it's still got to resonate across the country. You know what I mean? And because hip hop is the biggest influence, if it's making noise across the world, then of course we're going to look at trying to give that to you in a different way. So I'm going to say this as well. For me, the best part of my job is seeing something on stage that's a moment that no one else can get, that we're creating something completely different. So to have an artist on the stage with, say, another artist that you wouldn't even consider, or if we're doing a throwback that has a current artist in it, that's what we're kind of looking for. We're looking for those moments that we can create that you guys are going to walk away with saying, "Oh my God, I never expected that, or I never expected to see something like that."
Okay, yeah, definitely. So, Pat, would you say it's kind of the same when it comes to film, when they're trying to decide what they want to put a budget behind, or who they want to put in the film? Is it numbers based, or is it talent? Like, what's the real deal?
It's definitely talent based. So just from experience from this last film that I'm doing right now, trying to get funding for, it's hard to get funding for these movies unless you have top actors on it. So they want A-list actors. So like Netflix and Hulu and all these people. If you got 2 top A-list actors that has done a movie that has put up some numbers, they willing to back you and get behind you and push what you got. So it's all the same. It's all numbers. Because A-list actors, they put up numbers. So if they go do a movie, they hit the box office, they putting up numbers, they selling tickets. So, if you got some new artists or you got new actors and stuff like that, it's risky because you don't know what they gonna do. But if you got the people that's, you putting these numbers out, you know what I'm saying? People go come and they want to back you. They go come behind you and try to push you and stuff like that. So get your numbers up, I was talking to somebody earlier and I was like, hey, it's 2 of y'all. If it's 2 people, put your numbers together and then you guys do a song together and then you can boost your numbers. And then once you boost your numbers, that's more spins, that's more fans, followers and stuff like that. Because like back in the day, remember when we used to travel and we would go to 10 cities? We would go to 10 cities, right? And we would pick the top 10 artists from each 10 cities. And then we would go to a central location and we would invite all 10 artists from all 10 cities to this one city. And we would do a studio session. And we would put one artist from each city and do one song. But they didn't understand why that process was happening. But the reason, if you think about it, if you got 10 artists, right? And let's say it ain't gotta be 10, but if you got 10 artists, think about how many followers each artist have. And if they all on the same song, now you got 10 artists, they collecting all of their fans together. Now you all have took fans from the other 9 artists. Now you done gained fans and followers. So while y'all out here doing your journey, you're making your songs and you're doing it. So think about the numbers as well as how can I get these numbers up? So when you're making a song, how about you go to the top 10 or the top 100 chart and see what songs are playing? So I need to be in that range. So when the DJs is mixing these songs in the club and stuff like that, my song need to be able to blend right on in, right? So these are things that you need to think about. You know what I'm saying? So if you do features with people, look at their numbers, see if they got numbers to help push you out there.
I see you had a question. I'm going to get you in just 1 second. And just the important thing about what Patrick said right there, all of the artists that are in this room, there are so many talented people that I came across and encountered today. If you didn't network with another artist that you felt like was talented or creative here, then you missed out on another opportunity. Because just like you said, there's a lot of artists. How many artists in here today who are from somewhere other than Atlanta, Georgia, by show of hands? Y'all see that? So how many artists in here who are from Atlanta, Georgia, by show of hands? Raise your hand. All right, so I see about 6 tops artists from Atlanta and maybe about 40 artists from everywhere else. Make a song with one person from somewhere else in this room who's from another region. You have the potential to not only expand your music amongst their fans, but amongst an entire untapped region of people who would normally have no exposure to your music. As opposed to, doing a feature. Not saying that there's anything wrong with doing a feature with someone local to you, but the reach isn't going to be as far, so take advantage of being in close proximity to other creative people and talented people, and especially in situations like this, because usually once you start progressing in your career or even digressing in your career, it's going to become more difficult to come across genuine people who are literally at the same stage as you, willing to help you from scratch and elevate their careers. It's a mutually beneficial situation or relationship versus, one artist is kind of big and they help this artist out. So then when this artist blows up and they start falling off, they feel like he owes them. So, like, you don't even have to get into any of that dynamic. So that's definitely something to think about. But we are going to answer your question. What's your name?
Well, hold on 1 second. What we do is we'll line up. Let everybody ask questions. Everything. All right, we're gonna go through.
Oh, bad. But we'll have you first when we do line up, Terrell.
Yeah. So as I pass it to Jody, so I want to get your thoughts on when you're doing these events. So you do all the hottest skating events. So what's your thought process with working with independent artists and getting them involved with what you got going on?
So for the Love of Skating, I work with a lot of DJs. So to bring Love of Skating to fruition, I had to find some of the best DJs. So I did my homework. I scouted. I went to different rinks all around the country and listened to music and different DJs and how they played. And I seen how the DJs would move the crowd in music, how music translated into numbers that's dealing with people. So I scouted out some of the best DJs and I formed to bring them all together in Atlanta. And that's how I created. So I took some of the best DJs that I heard, some local DJs, some DJs that people never heard of, some they did hear from their own city. And I just kind of branded them all to Atlanta, Georgia. And through good music, and these DJs were being very creative with their music. They were talented. They just didn't get a shot, and I said, let me bring them to Atlanta. Atlanta is like land opportunity for some DJs and some people. It's a lot going on in Atlanta. So I brought them to Atlanta, and through good music, that's how Love Skating evolved. The numbers, like they say, it's all about the numbers. Right now, Love Skating is one of the newest skate brands, but it's the #1 skate brand in Atlanta. So it's 2 major events of that caliber. And I caught in numbers within, 6-7 years of events that's been going around 18 and 20 years through looking for good music, good DJs, good talent, scouting, doing my traveling. And like I said, it is about the numbers. You have to, if you want to put something together, you have to use talented people. And then sometimes talent's hit, so I did my homework. I traveled, I found great music, great DJs. I brought them together. And that's how, through music, that's how Love of Skating was birthed. Good music, people wanted to travel here to Atlanta to hear good music. They wanted to be at a different venue. You didn't even want to be around the same music, same everything. So that's kind of like my story. And good music brought people together through Love of Skating, and we just combined, we united here in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, definitely. All right, so the next question I'm going to ask, this is for all of the panelists here, is because everybody in here, mostly everybody in here is artists, and you always think about being in front of the camera and being on stage. And I respect that because that's what we all want to be. We all want to be stars. We all want to be seen and everything. But a lot of people forget that the way in the door sometimes is behind the scenes. And a lot of people don't even know like the different roles and the different positions that can just get your foot in the door behind the scenes to meet the people you need to meet that could take you to where you're really trying to get to. So I want to get each of you all in your respective fields to just talk a little bit about the behind the scenes roles that people don't even think about, that you could walk on a set or walk in and possibly get your foot in the door. So I want to get each of y'all to talk about that.
I'll stop that ahead. Okay, so with TV and film, a lot of people only think about the cameraman, the sound man, or the director, or the producer. That's all they see. But behind the scenes, you have, so if you were to walk on the set,
Hold the mic a little close.
You might walk on the set and, like some of y'all might be into fashion, or some of y'all might be into eyelashes and makeup, or doing nails, or doing hair. Some of y'all might like doing lighting, or You might be an artist. You might like to do artwork or anything, and all of those things that you like to do, there's a position for it in the TV and film industry. So you go on a set, there's a whole union, people that do art, people that design the sets, people that bring the furniture in and put the furniture on the sets. You got people that do hair, you got people that do makeup, they put the lashes on. We hire people to come in just to do nails, you know what I'm saying? So you might be a nail tech, but that can be your way in, you know what I'm saying, if you're trying to get in front of the scene, just whatever your hobby is, I guarantee you can get in the door to do it with TV and film, because you got lighting, you got sound, you might like doing stunts, you know what I'm saying? You might be a little crazy. You might want to do some stunts, you know what I'm saying? You could do stunts. You might like driving. Like, people don't think about that. Somebody got to pick the talent up, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to go pick up equipment, and that could be you. So if you like driving, you go and get in a union, you go make all this money just driving and sitting, doing nothing. So it's so many different behind the scenes jobs. Shit, you might like cooking. We got to eat, right? We got to eat. We got crafty and we got catering. Catering feeds us for lunch and breakfast. And crafty, they put out snacks. You know what I'm saying? They put snacks out. That's what you like to do. That's what you want to do. You can make some money doing that. You can get in the door. We got, and that's just from the scripted side, right? The scripted side. But then you also have reality. So when people thinking about TV and film, got thinking about the different genres. Just like the different genres of music. You got country, you got rap, you got R&B, you got pop. So with TV and film, you got scripted, you got unscripted, you got reality show, you got the award shows, you got well, that's with the scripted. So you got all these different genres of things that you can do. So if you like cutting hair, if you're a barber, hey, you can get in. You know what I'm saying? You can make some money, and then you meet the right people. And if you want to be an actor, hey, slip in your pictures and be like, hey, you might be a person that got talent, where you can see that person, where you could be a casting department, where you're doing the casting. So it's so many different things that you can do. And there's so many different people that are, making this engine work, from behind the scenes.
Okay, so you covered a lot.
I'll try to say it's all.
Yeah, okay. So when I got started, I wanted to do wardrobe. I ended up meeting a woman whose husband needed a PA. And she asked me, can you be a PA? And I was like, yeah. I didn't know what a PA was. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about it. But I was like, yeah, I could do that. So I went in and met with this production coordinator who needed just, random people answering the phones, getting coffee, doing all of that stuff. So he hired me. I was then introduced to all of the positions behind the scenes of this particular award show. So there was an audience team, the people who actually do the tickets and then seat people. There's a system to the way you do tickets for an award show. There is the ground transportation team. That's a whole squad in itself. There's people who do dressing rooms, who just dress the dressing rooms, making sure that there's food and snacks. I know you've heard the story about the only green M&Ms. Sometimes that stuff is real, but most of the time it is a team of us who make sure that there's food and water in the dressing rooms, because the talent's going to be there all day. There's people who just do hotels and the transportation, the hotels and flights. They oversee all of that. Because once you say, yes, you want this artist is going to say, okay, I'm going to be on the stage and I need, 12 dancers. I'm going to need, a car that's going to come out, and we're going to have pyro. So each one of those departments is a different job. So you could have the lighting team. You've got the people who do just the pyrotechs. You've got a music director. So I know a lot of you have heard of Adam Blackstone or Ricky Minor or Ray Chu. Those are music directors. They oversee the performances that are happening on stage. So that's an entire band. So you've got all the band, plus you've got techs that run the instruments behind the band. There's so many different jobs that there's the lawyers, the people who are telling you standards and practices, like that shirt's too see-through. You can't use that, you got to take that, change that. Like he said, there's a glam squad, not only for hired by the award show, because we're going to make sure all the dancers look good, but the talent has their own glam team, and they make a lot of money. Like, if I really thought about it, I should have stayed in wardrobe, because they make more money than anybody else. But so the wardrobe team, the hair and makeup team that comes with the talent, you've got some that we hire as a production. You've got people who dress not only the talent, but all the dancers that go behind the talent. So there's all of these jobs, and I think that's my focus to helping you guys. If you're not able to get right there on the stage, and I'm going to say this, a lot of the artists that you see on the stage have worked really hard to be there. It wasn't an overnight thing. You've got a lot of them that have put in years and years to get there, or they've been collaborating for a long time, or they were songwriters for a long time, or they were production for a long time before they actually got in front of that mic and became that front person. But there's an army of people who make them who they are. So there's so many jobs out there that's what I would help you with. Identifying a job, something that you would want to do, the art department, making sure the car is going to, get out there, what kind of car it is. And the collaboration between production and the actual artist is what helps you identify the different positions on the show. So I think it's.
Okay. And in my profession, it kind of crosses realms with all of these genres, from event planning and coordinating to film to music. So with the majority of people in here being entrepreneurs and artists, some of the advice I would give you, like Patrick was saying, the stuff that people don't think about a lot. Let me ask y'all a question. All of y'all artists, let's say if you felt like you had a hit record, where would be the first place you tried to take it? Or where would be the first place you send it off to? I heard a radio station. I heard a DJ. Social media. Anybody would put it on the streaming platform? All right. Only one of y'all was correct about the thing that you should do first as soon as you get a hit record. Who was the person who said DJ? All right, raise your hand. Those were the right two people. And the reason why is this. I'm going to give y'all a little breakdown. Streaming platform. Anybody know how much money you make off of 1 million streams? If you are a top recording artist with a good recording contract, off of 1 million streams, you'll receive anywhere between $5,000 and $7,000. Which is almost dismal compared to the money that the streaming platform is making from getting people to subscribe $12.99 a month, and they got 180 million subscribers, you know what I'm saying, just in this country. So they're making a killing off of your music, you know what I'm saying, and paying you a small percentage of a cent every time they play your music, which isn't beneficial to you as an artist. So the good reason why I would say give it to a DJ is this. In the music industry, DJs pretty much control the fluctuation of the trajectory of a song. If you send somebody else send it to a radio station, your average radio station receives anywhere between 500 and maybe 1,000 random demo tapes or CDs every single day. Your average CD or EP is maybe like 3 to 7 tracks. Your average track is anywhere between 2 to 4 minutes. Even having somebody listen to all of that music is more than a 24-hour-a-day job. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to end up in the box and nobody's going to listen to it. So that's kind of backwards. The real reason why it's good to give it to a DJ is, in every major city all around the country, it's someone who works for the radio station. Their only job is to go to the local clubs and to hear what the DJs are playing, to see what the new local hot stuff is. So if I'm that person who works for the radio station and I go to the club in Atlanta and I hear this artist song and I'm like, okay, I ain't never heard this before, getting a decent crowd reaction. Okay, cool. I go to another club Wednesday night. I hear the song again, radio station. Also, in every major city. It's someone who works for a major record label or even private investment firm who invests in music, who their only job is to listen to the local radio station in that market to hear who the new local hot artist is. So they'll listen to the radio. Let's say it's the Hot 888. Your song debuts at number 8. So they're like, oh, it was a pretty decent song. I never heard it before. A week later, it's number 4 now. You know what I'm saying? 3 weeks after that, now you number 2 or number 1. Then they call the radio station and say, who is this artist, blah, blah, blah. How do I get in contact with her? But you going directly to the radio station or directly to the record label is the most backwards thing you could do. Build relationships with DJs. Those are the people who will have your record spinning and usually get it popping. And I would say social media influencers. Whoever said social media, that was also a good answer. Because if you can get your song to go viral by somebody who has a large TikTok following, if they just create a TikTok to your song or whatever, boom, your song will blow up like that as well. So those are some of the avenues that a lot of artists don't fully take advantage of. And I see them spend, hundreds or thousands of dollars on marketing, advertisement, and promotion when they could have easily just used interpersonal relationships or social media to benefit them. So that's what I would be the best advice I give to artists.
And I would add to that as a DJ. So the key word he said was to build relationships with the DJ. The key word being relationship. So, and the worst time to build a relationship with a DJ is while a DJ is DJing in the middle of his mix, in the middle of his set. Like, that's like, think about whatever you do, like everybody, other people got jobs and other things that you do. Just imagine you're in the middle of the most busiest, the most important time of whatever you're trying to do, and somebody's coming up trying to tell you something. It's the worst time. But if you came up and just, gave me your information, or I got your information, we exchange informations, and then we meet outside of the club or outside of the party, and we connect, we go have lunch, we go hang out together, we get to know each other and stuff like that. And I know what your record is, I'm already have it set up, and then I'll know who you are. And then when you show up, it's like I might show you some love. But if you coming up and I hadn't met you, I don't know who you are, and you just giving me a record, and then, like we spoke about earlier, give me something that can go with what I'm already playing. Like if I'm playing up-tempo, hot music that's making everybody dance, and you come with this slow record, I can't do nothing with it. Like, no matter whether I even like it or not, because I'm going to lose my job as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing about it,
And they don't, and a lot of artists don't really think about that. What he was saying as far as making something, you can have a slow, methodic song or whatever that may get played. But whatever it is, like you said, like Patrick first said, listen to whatever is on the top 10 Billboard charts. Don't necessarily try to imitate or make the same thing as that. But what you want to do is make something on the same RPM or tempo as that song. So that way, when a DJ is playing whatever is the hottest song out right now, it's easy for them to transition and go into your song. If the hottest song is at, 141 BPM and your shit is at 115, it's just not gonna happen, honestly. So that's just something to be considerate of as an artist as well.
All right, for sure. So listen, what we're going to do is in a moment, we're going to have people line up to ask questions in just a moment, because we want to, allow everybody to, get their information that they want to get out of this. But before we go there, one more thing I want to get the panelists to speak about. So Deborah talked about it. Pat talked about it, just all the different jobs, all the different people that you deal with when you're working on a project, especially a major project like a BET or, a Tyler Perry studio. So many different people involved, so many different personalities. So I want to talk about like what type of person you just have to be able to become in order to operate in that type of environment. Because a lot of us as artists and creatives, some of us are antisocial. Some of us stay to ourselves, focus on what we got to do. But you got to be a people person. You got to be able to deal with all different types of personalities. So I just want y'all to kind of just speak from that angle of just having to learn people and learn how to deal with different types of people and stuff that you might not like, they might not like, but you all got to work together in order for a common cause. Let's just talk about that for a little, and then we'll open it up to questions after that.
How y'all doing? So this is Jody, curator for the Level Skating. Starting Level Skating was a 5-day, 5-night event, 5 different rinks, 5 different rink owners, 5 different headaches, basically. So I had to learn how to work with everybody. Everybody have their own personality. All these rink owners, they have their own way of wanting to do business. You have your vision, they have yours. So one of my biggest jobs was learning how to work with everybody. I'm serious. Like, you really have to learn how to work. You have to have patience. You have to have patience with yourself. And I had to learn how to work with so many different owners because everybody have their own vision. They see things a different way. Can't nobody see your vision but you. So I had to learn. That was one of my biggest tasks, was learning how to work and learning how to listen. I had to listen. I didn't always lead. I had to follow too. It took me a while to follow them before I knew how to lead. So and I was open to listening to the people that worked with me. No matter what the position was, they gave me advice. I had to listen. I had to learn how to listen and receive it, so I could help myself. Because sometimes somebody may have a better idea than you, So learning how to work with people, you're going to have a bunch of different stumbling blocks when you're trying to build. I never gave up on myself. I kept going, even when it got rough. If you don't fail a couple of times, then how you going to know how to win? I failed a few different times, and I just kept going. I didn't let nobody deter me from what I wanted to do. A lot of times people lose focus on their vision, because of a failure, but only a minor setback helped me come back for a major comeback, So while I learned in transitioning when I got setback how to do it better the next time, so I won't make those same mistakes. But one of the biggest things, like you said, is learning how to work with people. And I tell you something, they say a lot of, they was talking about earlier today about behind the scenes, people working behind the scenes. Too Hot Radio found me behind the scenes. They had artists that was coming up to do a song, and they were going to do a video based on roller skating. So they made a call to some other people, and my name was mentioned. They was like, "Well, you need to get in touch with this guy." So that's how Too Hot Radio found me. So, and working behind the scenes. So no matter what your talent is or your craft is, I say just beat on it, and be ready, because you never know when the opportunity or time is going to present itself to you. And I was ready. When they called me, I was ready for the call. So.
Okay, so as a talent producer, as a consultant, I have to work with not only the producers, but I work with the talent, the artists themselves. Plus, you deal with their managers and their publicists, and sometimes an agent. Sometimes there's an attorney. Plus, they have their other people, so they have their makeup team. So all that to say, patience is what he was saying is the gift. And the gift God gave me is that I look very calm on the outside, but inside I'm like freaking out because they're yelling at me about something or something's gone wrong. I also have a team. So I oversee the team who does ground transportation, who does dressing rooms, who does credentials. So all of us have to work together. So we're all here to make one amazing show for y'all. So what I have learned over the years is that everybody is everybody, meaning they're all just like you and me. No matter the artist, the manager, the talent, whatever it is, they have bad days just like you and I do. Just because they are going to be in front of that mic does not make them any less human than you are when you wake up in the morning. So it's a matter of learning how to deal with everybody, not just the talent or the boss, or it's everybody, because it takes all of us to make or put on whatever that project is, a show, a music performance, a movie. All of us is needed to make that happen. So
I would like to say probably you would need to be a type of person that has thick skin, that is patient, and that can deal. You got to be a people's person, because like she said, there's so many different people that you have to deal with. You got to deal with so many different personalities. Somebody might be having a bad day, so you got to be able to be a type of person that don't take everything serious, or you can't be that type of person that's gonna crash out because somebody said the wrong thing to you, or they done roll their eyes at you or something like that, and you catch your attitude. No, you just have to. You just got to realize some of these people are under stress. You never know what they just came into or came from, what meeting they just came from, who just cussed them out. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be that type of person that can just adjust to the situation and can handle it and not just make everything so personal and just roll with it you really need to be the type of person that how can I say this? That is there to take care of other people, right? Don't put your feelings or your self first. Make sure you're putting other people first in this business, because like just with my position, like everything falls on me in my position, right? No matter what happens. It can be the man down the street could have did something. It's going to fall on me if it affects the project. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be the type of person that takes everything serious, right? Somebody say something, even though I know it ain't wrong, even though I know it's wrong and I know it wasn't me that did it or whatever, I'm going to take the blame more. I'm not going to take the blame. I'm just going to sit there and listen and let somebody say something. But you got some people that can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They might crash out or get upset, get an attitude and want to go back and forth with a person. I'm the type of person, I'm just let it go. Oh, okay, that's what happened. All right, well, cool, my bad. Shit, damn, I should have ran down the street and caught that the dog before the dog made man crash or some shit. But no, you really need to be a people's person and just have the patience and just know that, what I'm saying, that hey, let me help you. Let me make sure your day is okay. When I was in college, I was online for a particular fraternity, but it was just something that we always used to say was, what can I do to make your day much, much better? And that's really what you need to do when you in this industry is, what can I do to make this artist or this producer or this talent or this actor or whoever, what can I do to make your day much, much better? Because at the end of the day, it ain't really about you. You know what I'm saying? It's about the overall. It's the whole production. And so the type of person that you need to be is that, just from my perspective.
All right, for sure. And I'm gonna try to be quick just so I can get to y'all questions and everything. But the main things that I would say that you have to, skill sets that I would say you have to acquire to navigate successfully in any of these industries. First and foremost, like everybody said, just the level of having good interpersonal skills. You're gonna have to deal with all different types of people, all different type of personality profiles, all of that. And depending on the day or the time, you might not be at your best. So you still have to take that into mind, but always know that you never know who you might be encountering at any given moment, especially in these type of industries. And also, you never know who somebody is going to become at some point in the future. And, people might forgive you or forget, but people never forget how you made them feel, and even furthermore, you'll be far more remembered for your kindness than any level of success that you could ever try to acquire or attain, even just considering, like, what if I was a jerk or an asshole to him in college and then we graduated, he's a production manager at Tyler Perry Studios and I need a job, and they like, oh, this motherfucker, hell no, I ain't, that would have been terrible. So just, that's a prime example of you never know who somebody is going to become or what relationships you might need. So I would say never burn a bridge unless you're certain you never want to cross it. And the last skill set I would say you definitely need to acquire, just the ability to be adaptable and to change and to assess new situations as they arise. A lot of people, especially in this industry, you mentioned it perfectly, everyone. You said, thankfully, I have a calm appearance on the outside, but on the inside, really, that is usually how it's going. But, a lot of people freak out because they try to prepare everything or make sure everything is perfect or all their I's are dotted and all their T's are crossed. But there's no way that you can prepare for every single circumstance that may arise. You don't even know what circumstance may arise. If we were taking a road trip from here to California, but we wanted to wait until the road conditions were just right, or until the weather was right, or until there was no traffic, we would never leave, honestly. So just being adaptable to be able to address and take care of new problems as they arise is one of the most important skills I would say that you can to gain in this industry. That along with, being kind and nice and considerate towards others.
All right, for sure. Oh, appreciate it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. So now this is the time where we open it up to you guys. So I'm going to get you to form a line right up here. I'm going to start with my man right here. Yeah, you come on up here first. And if you just line up behind him, if you have a question that you want to ask, I'm going to hand you the mic. And then you just let me know who on the panel that your question is being directed to. So that way, we know who's going to answer.
How you doing? I'm Terrell Field. Good. I have a lot of questions. That's why but I understand how you guys were doing it. I had a question for you. That brother there too. My question is, as far as the artist goes, when you mention that on social, you guys look on social media for what's hot, whatever, you look okay. So now if a song goes 2 billion views on social media, but he's talking about robbing his mother and killing his grandmother, do you guys say, hey, that is the hottest song? No, we can get money off of that. That is a great question. Right. I'm trying to remember the questions I had because it was so many stuff. That's why I like, stop dating. But that's the question. That's one of the questions I have for you. The other question is about what you guys agreed on as far as being good on the outside and really feeling the way you really feel on the inside. My thing is, is that what you really wanted to do? Because my thing is, when you love something, yeah, we all have bad days. But what I noticed, when somebody loves something, they have a certain glow on them. So if somebody's says something that's having a bad day, yeah, it might affect you, but it doesn't affect you to the point where it's gonna kill you because you're doing what you love. And then also to add to that, you mentioned that the person asked you, hey, can you do PA? And you didn't know how to do it. It's like, yeah, I could do it. So which means you jumped into something that you wasn't passionate about. And then you became passionate later. And that's where my question is, did you wind up really doing something that you love to do?
Okay. See, it's a lot because it's a lot of y'all. I was trying to get those questions out. Got it. Okay. So what I thought I loved when I went to LA, that's what I was there to pursue. I was able to dabble in and out of what I love to do, but I still had to pay the bills because I'm not from LA. I had to pay bills. So when this person asked me if I could do a job, when I met the lady who introduced me to her husband, I was working as an extra on a TV show because I was just trying to make sure I was covering the bills. So when I took that PA job, it then opened the door to, wait, there's so many other jobs here. What I love about my job is seeing the end result. Like to see an amazing show being put together, knowing I had something to do with that, that's what my glow comes in. Because I got to be a part of the New Edition tribute, or what was another one? The 4 Women for Black Girls Rock, which was an amazing performance. There's so many that I can say I had my hand on in some kind of way just to see the end result. So I found something that I was passionate about, but it was always connected to music and design and, creativity. So that's my answer for that.
You used to with the songs, Kill My Mother and Kill My Father, but it's 2 billion streams. Do we still say, hey, that's the song that we want to play?
There's a lot of questionable music out there. There's a lot of questions. And those conversations have happened where you're like, listen, she's got no clothes on and she's talking about this, but everybody's playing the song. So it becomes creative over, not over the common sense of it all, but it's what's gonna tune in, what people tuning in for. I can't say that we've said, no, because this person is talking about something questionable. A lot of the music is questionable.
Okay, so when do you say, okay, now, because you mentioned culture too, where you pick that one song every now and then where it is to the culture. At what point do you say, wait a minute, this ain't good for the culture?
It's a collective. It's not just me. It is the label, the network, the production team. There's a group, that we all have to come together and have these conversations. And I'm going to tell you, it's been more than a few times that we've had that. And some of them have been pulled. A lot of them make the stage. But then your feedback is I guess that was the right decision, even though I personally did not have a preference for that song. The way the audience reacted to it or the feedback on social media says that you guys did. So.
Okay. What else? Now that, she's like, nah, I get you. All right. I think my question to you, sir, was, okay, as far as the movie production. Okay. I think it was more on movie production and the DJ. Okay. The movie production, how do you use, as far as network, okay, if someone sends you, say, hey, I'm giving you my pitches, do they need to build a relationship with you first, or are you actually, like, how does that work? Like, if I met you and you said, hey, I work for Tyler Perfect Studios, this, that, and the third, and do I build a rapport with you, give my pitches to you, or do we speak at, like, how does that actually work? Because I feel like a lot of times when you build these relationships, just because I got a good relationship with you, but I might not be the right person to play this role. I might be, but just because I love you like a friend, like there, I'm a holler at it. But I might still not be the person for this role, for being that we got this relationship together. You're going to look over me than somebody be there you work fuck about it. Really don't know. That's the problem.
Well, with me,
it goes to DJing too. That goes to both.
Right. With me personally, people come to me all the time, with movie ideas, with everything, you know what I'm saying? They want to be on TV, they want to be in a movie, they want to do all this. For me, it's two ways, right? For me, it's two ways, right? You either got some money, right? You gonna give me some money. I like to keep it real. Not just give me some money. You got some money to do what you're trying to do, right? If you got some money for a budget, do a project, I'm all in. You feel me? But if you don't have no money, right, and then you just somebody coming up to me saying, hey, I got this script and I want to do this and do that or whatever, I'm probably not going really, I'm gonna hear what you're saying, but I'm not going to make a move on it. But if you come up to me and you be like, hey, man, what's up? What's your name? You know what I'm saying? This is what I do, such and such and such. I'm the type of person, I'm going to give you my information, right? I'm not gatekeeping nothing. I'm not the type of person that try to act stuck up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I kind of play down on myself, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to most people. Like, dumb people would always say, man, you need to be more vocal about what you do and all that. Like, I'm just not that type of person. I'm a Pisces, I'm private, and I don't really put everything that I do out there, you know what I'm saying? Because growing up, I played sports and stuff like that, and I was a superstar, so I always got a lot of fake attention. And I don't like fake attention. I like people to be genuine and stuff like that. So I don't tell people what I do, really. You know what I'm saying? I might just walk up to you and just start talking to you just to see how you react. If you personal, if you just genuine person, let's go have a conversation. Or if you the type, she ain't nobody, get up out my face. You know what I'm saying? But if you come up and you genuine and we having a conversation and, when you're talking to people, you more than likely you need to carry your information. You know what I'm saying? Let's exchange info. We at the same event. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You want to network. So if a person network with me and they ask me for my info, I'm going to give them my info. I'm going to give them what they're asking for. If they be like, hey, can I call you sometime just to get some advice or whatever? I'm like, cool, yeah, hit me up. And I'm the type of person, I'm going to answer the phone. Or I'll shoot a text and respond with a text. So if you're the type of person that'll build a relationship with me, it doesn't matter what it is you asking for, because I'm going to be like, we building a relationship. I'm going to be that friend or that person to help you. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that like to help people. You know what I'm saying? I got a client, you know what I'm saying? She's an actor. I didn't want to go into managing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, get other people to do something that they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the type of, I don't want to help you. I don't want to have to motivate you to do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do something, you're going to do it. So when people come up to me and they be like, hey, I want to act, or can you get me on this movie or whatever, I'm going to give them a list of things that they need to do before I even get involved in it. You know what I'm saying? Before I even take this serious. Like, if you want to do this, okay, show me that you can take care of this, and then I'll help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a dude, he hit me up and he wanted to do something, and I'm like, hey man, like, what is it that you try to do? Like, y'all, can you help me? Can you manage me? I'm like, I don't even know you for real. You know what I'm saying? For me to want to take the time out my time to manage you. But if you do this, you know what I'm saying? If you do these things, hey, and then those things are, hey, go through acting classes. You know what I'm saying? You want to be an actor? You ain't taking acting class, I'm not gonna take you serious. You know what I'm saying? Go take these acting classes.
You're not taking yourself serious.
Right, you're not taking yourself serious. So I'm gonna give you the information the way you need to go take these acting classes for free. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you ain't got no money right now. I'm gonna hook you up with where you need to go. Do this audit or do these audits from all these different companies. Do that first, right? Do all these audits. Go see if you like even doing it, right? If you want to put your money into it, because I'm not gonna put my money into investing in you. You know what I'm saying? You need to invest in yourself. And so if you show me that you invested in yourself, then I'll use my resources to help get you where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? So with my client, you know, I said, hey, these are like, she begged me to manage. I'm like, no, I'm not going to manage. I don't want to be no manager. But she's like, please, please. So she kept asking and asking and asking. So I said, okay, you do these list of things. Go take these acting classes. Go access, create a profile. Go get a photo shoot. Go take some pictures, right? Put yourself out there. If you do these things, then I'll think about managing you, right? So once you do that, then, okay, all right, we here now. So now, are you paying for acting classes? Are you going to acting classes every week? Are you serious about it? You know what I'm saying? And she started going to acting classes, but then she dropped off, right? And she wasn't focused. I didn't make a move. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, it takes people, sometimes it take you time to realize, okay, this is really what I want to do. Because a lot of people think they want to act until it's time for them to go do it. It's a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of no's. You wait. Everybody think they the shit when it comes to act. Oh, I'm the shit. I can act. You know what I'm saying? Until they get in front of the camera and they hit them and they do that they audition. And you look like trash. You know what I'm saying? You trash. You know you trash, but you...
My problem is this, though, and it's the last thing. My problem is the fact that I'm trying to find out the what's going on, because you got people that got their money to invest in themselves, but they're trash, but somehow they be people like y'all and they still get in the door. So it's something in between, and somebody's not either doing, or these relationships, whatever is going on. There's a reason why we have it's a reason why point A, and we can go to point B, it looks the way it looks. Is because something happened in the middle right here. It's what happened. Because there's no way that I get it, build relationships. My thing is this: I'm a good ass person. When I say my phobia, my motherfucking family. That's how I get down. So I don't have many friends, because all my friends is like fandas. You understand? So a lot of times when people build these relationships with industry folks, or even 9 to 5 corporate world, but I'm noticing they are certain type of people that I wouldn't even want to deal with. So what they're doing is they're networking with that boss, like her, you, or whatever. And I'm like, they love me though, but I don't want to be involved in that little circle they got going. I'm just standing watching the snake, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of snake that's going on. So my thing is what is going on in between the time of the DJs, they meet the DJs, these popping, and then we looking at these cats like, yo, she's weird as hell. Like, where's these weird people coming from?
I'm not allowed to. I'm
just saying.
Yeah.
You say, but you
Right, I'm saying what I'm saying, right?
I'm saying the person you just mentioned is getting a pack.
Yeah, all right. So we're gonna do one response. You know, we got to get the next person.
So what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is. In between, what you missing is, if you trash and you still making it and you dealing with these people, it's money, right? If you got the paper, you can do whatever you need to do. You know what I'm saying? If
payola is once in a
well, we can't say stop payola, because you gotta understand there's people
that understand it's messing up the game too.
It's been the game. You know what I'm saying? So you have to you gotta pay to play.
So it's called the music and entertainment business. So it's a business. That means that there's some financial transaction that's involved with it. So that's just the reality of it. I don't make the rules. I'm just saying that that's what it is, because it's called a business. You know, so
This is great conversation. I love what you're saying, and I'm gonna get with you afterwards because I got some more to say. But we definitely got to get the next person on.
Everybody, I'm serious, bro. Let me say this real quick, though. From what you're saying, if you don't want that to happen, you got to be like Master P. You got to handle your own business. You see what I'm saying? Don't want nobody else to do for you. You got to do for yourself. Yeah, you got to take it out the trunk. You know, so you got artists out here that do independent shit, and then you got people that want somebody else to do it for them. So you have to be the target first.
Have boundaries too. If you listen,
Yeah.
Jewish community,
Uh-huh.
they're only going to allow certain things to go on in their community. In other words, or not on the community. In other words, you can't give a Jewish person a check to say you're a derogatory word. They're gonna say, nah, I don't want that much.
Right.
It's got to come to us like that. We got to say, well, you know what? That check, I don't need that check. I'll take that one over there. That check I don't need. We got to start learning the term all money. My grandpa, all money ain't good money. And that's what I'm saying. You right. It's a music business with all money.
You're right. Right. You're good. Well, we never know what the person's situation is.
Okay, I just want to bandwagon off the type of person you have to be in situation as far as growing in the industry. I just feel like from one, it takes active listening because everything starts with God. So when you're praying and you trying to listen and do what you need to do, you're going to have to listen to God and know what you need to do. So it was just in me to say that because it's going to connect you to be versatile and knowing how to move. Because if you listen, you're going to know, oh, let me not talk to these people over here. Let me not do this. Let me not do that. So I done got the same. Hello. That's how I done got in movies and this and that. It wasn't something I planned. It's just something God planned. So active listening is the number one. So that's how you gotta be. And be tough, be tough. Move around a little bit. Yes is yes, no is no. It's simple. No back and forth. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Hi, my name is Ross Gardner. I'm a singer out of Indianapolis. I just want to thank all you guys for your time. Right quick. I just had one question specifically for you, Miss Byrd. So you said you're like a talent curator for shows and stuff. So I just wanted to know, like, and even if you don't like on this level, like on a BET level, like maybe these smaller ones, like how do you position yourself to get your music heard in front of these producers and curators that sift through these songs and sift through these people that are like, hey, we want this person instead of this person? Like, is it kind of like what you guys said, like climbing that ladder of getting your numbers up and collaborating with the people? Or is there like, I maybe delve a little bit deeper, or if there is anything deeper, I just wanted to know, like, if there was a way to get, a way in front of these people.
Well, they actually covered it, really. What they said about, getting to the right people first, because we are going as a network or as a production team, we're reacting to what's already out there. Do you know what I'm saying? But the numbers are important, let's just say, and it's not just BET Awards, it's for VMAs or for American Music or for all of them. They're going to look at what's the top 10 to 15 acts on the Billboard, or what's going viral right now. There's no one that's sitting there listening to the music that is being put in or brought in or pitched or anything like that. There's some of us that do, like, because I do oversee a music department. So I do, listen to what's, being brought to us, but it's normally being brought to me by a record label or a manager that's already got an artist that's on the chart. They're like, oh, I want you to hear my artist from so-and-so. So there's already backing there. But what they were saying earlier about how to get the music out there first, that they were 100%. 100%.
So you're saying, just to, kind of sum it all up, basically you're saying you get, like, the people in these positions get their music from labels and managers that's putting music in front
for the awards. For the award shows, are specials. So they're going to go from the label. Here's another thing. Somebody's got to pay for it. We're not paying for it. You know what I'm saying? When we ask for somebody to be on the stage, we're not saying we're going to pay you to be on the stage. Those people that you see on a television stage, they only make union money. Union money is like $1,000. Now, we might say, I want you to be on my show. And the label will say, well, okay, we'll pay $25,000. So we'll cover the look, we'll cover the music, and we'll cover the band. Okay, well, we still got to get you there and we will make sure that you have a hotel room. And so we'll cover that part. So there's money, there's a transaction in there, but we don't pay artists to come on the show and say, and do their song. It is a collaboration all the way. So, like I said, somebody's got to pay for it. So that's kind of where we go from that.
And just to piggyback on what she said, there are situations to where, anomalies happen to where somebody can jump, skip, and streamline that whole process. Just think about this. Let's say if this panel never happened, but just about some strange chance. I was hosting a talent showcase earlier today here, me and DJ Outlet. Let's say if I met you out in the hallway and you're like, hey, I got this music, whatever, blah, 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 I want you to check it out. And I listened to it and I really liked it. And I'm like, oh, wow, this dude is really talented or whatever. Literally, honestly, I would probably, 9 out of 10, the first person I would send it to or be like, yo, Outlet, you got to hear this dude or whatever. He's on or whatever. And honestly, if it is really that good by some rare chance or whatever, you see him sitting next to her, he might be like, yo, I know you got this show or this production coming up. Or literally, I talk to him maybe multiple times a week, and I might be like, yo, bro, you got to hear this dude I came across with her. He might be like, shit, I'm working on this show, blah, blah, blah. And by that strange, this random occurrence of events, yeah, now you didn't, build your way through the charts. You didn't go viral on TikTok. You were just at the right place at the right time and treated people the right way in order to get the results that you want. So that's why I was saying, as far as how you treat people and make people feel, you could either go out here and work as hard as you possibly can and still not acquire or reach your goals, or you could just be the type of person that you want to be or want to see in the world and get those results instantaneously just from that as well. So
I would say, and like you said, that could be, that could happen. And we're sitting here and it's like, oh, well, that song would be great for a movie that he might be doing, that it could get put into a movie or something like that. Or it could be, oh, I'm doing the experience. I'm doing the BT experience and we need an opening act. And I remember so-and-so is local and maybe he can come and just do this performance for us because we have an opening spot. Those things can happen every once in a while, but then you didn't work for it. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes if you go back and you look at those one-hit wonders or those big acts that just made one song on the show, where are they now? There's work behind it. Do you know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of keep track of, not only, the things that just sporadically happen, but what did you do to get to the next level? Do you know what I'm saying?
True. Very true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Mrs. One, and I am blessed and honored to be here. Firstly, I want to thank Jesus for bringing us all together. It is important to understand the dynamics of community, respect, and when it comes to creating a platform like this, sharing the gems that you guys are sharing in this moment, it is important to take these things in and to really understand what it takes to be in this type of business. You have to be versatile. You have to be willing and driven to do any and everything to get what's needed, right? But don't lose your soul in the process. Okay, I think it's very important to talk about how God plays into this. And that's what kind of brought my question on for you guys that I'd like to answer. I'd say right now, this year, we've seen some gospel artists showing up on the billboards. And how are you guys moving towards the gospel track? Is that something that you guys are pushing towards? And for an artist like myself, I am in love with R&B. R&B is a passion of mine, but I am fervent with God. And for me, it's about gospel and bringing those two elements together. What advice would you give to someone like myself who is an anomaly to most, to be able to push my messaging, to push the positivity of love and light and God in our music and be able to get the ratings and the views that everyone's really looking for?
Well, some of the best advice I could give you And that was a wonder. I like how you eloquently expressed that and asked that question. Your great ability to articulate. But what I will say, some of the best advice I can give you towards attaining a goal like that, honestly, be unapologetically and authentically yourself. One of the things that most people get caught up in when you're saying like don't lose yourself, as far as what I see in the music industry where artists is, they're trying to be the best version of somebody else, or a better version of somebody else. But no, you can't be anybody but yourself. And I would also say, you also mentioned another part of it as well, community, and an org. Like she said, you have to do the work. So if you're somebody and a label looks at you and they're like, wow, he has 1.2 million followers, but 89% of those were generated by bots, sooner or later it's going to show, because you won't be able to pack out even a room like this or sell tickets. But if you actually go out there and interact, engage with people, like even stuff like this, talk to everybody, network, get some contacts, information, let people know what you're doing. The people who genuinely feel the same way will gravitate towards you. That always happens, like energies amplify each other. So, if you're around people who have the same views, beliefs, and opinions as you, they will only progress your views, beliefs, and opinions towards the common goal that you want to acquire. But as far as from an industry standpoint, I would say continue doing what you're doing, but also do it in a way that no one else has ever done it before. It's far much better to stand out than to fit in, honestly. So many artists try to be one of many, but it's best to be that one of yourself. And people actually gravitate towards that authenticity more than anything, whether they like it or not. Crazily, Howard Stern, 60% of his listeners hated Howard Stern. When asked why they still listen, it's like, because I just got to hear what he says next. The other 40% actually were interested in what he was saying, and that's why they listen. So if you're doing it authentically, people will gravitate towards it for the right reasons. But even if they're gravitating towards you for the wrong reasons, they still got to pay you. So,
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, and I have something else for you too, and this is for all the artists in the building as well. This is something that I got from Jeff Bezos at Amazon. One of the things that he always says is that at Amazon, we don't focus on being competitor obsessed. We focus on being customer obsessed. So if you're an artist, your customer is your fans and your audience. So that's all you should be focused on. Don't worry about the other genres of music. Don't worry about the other artists that's on the charts. Who cares about them? Serve your people and your audience. Know them better than anybody else, and just continue to make music for that group of people and that group of audience. And if you don't know who your audience is, that's what you need to find out first before you even go back in the studio and make another song. Find your audience and serve them.
Let me say this real quick. One thing that people can't stop is a hit. Right, so it don't matter what genre of music it is. If you put a hit out, it's gonna go. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you worried about like what can I do to get these numbers up and all that. Just make a hit song, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You are welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing? I got probably like two questions. First question really is so when you have like independent artists trying to make that crossover from independent to like household name, what's like one of the biggest mistakes that y'all see on a consistent basis? Like, nah, you shouldn't have did that. Like,
Be consistent. You said, hold on, I'm just trying to clarify. Just say that one more time.
so like for independent artists trying to make that crossover from independent artist to like household name, like what's like one of the most common like mistakes that you see that they make?
Well, sometimes them signing to a major label, right? Because they go stop you. You know what I'm saying? They controlling what you do. If I'm a creative, right, I don't want somebody else to control my creativity.
Right.
So a lot of independent artists that sign somebody else, now the control is in their hands and not yours. So if you created a buzz for yourself, why do you want to go give it to somebody else to control it for you? continue with what you already was doing, because now you got your buzz going. You got people out there looking for you. So if you continue what you're doing, push yourself, believe in yourself, and be patient. So a lot of people not patient, right? And that's the problem. The problem is patience. Everybody want money right now and right now. I want it right now. So they going out here and they sign these $20,000 deals and to let somebody else make $1 million+ on them. Right. Like, so like my business partner, right? This movie that we getting funded for. My business partner, he is willing to give up all his equity just so he can get the movie done. Right? Just so he can say, hey, I did this movie. My name is on this movie, but I'm willing to give up all the equity. And I'm like, hey, that's ignorant, because I can tell that you never made any money, because for me, I'm not finna do all this work and give up all my equity to somebody else. I'm not finna do all this for free. Do all the hard work, the groundwork, and everything just for somebody else to make more money than me, right? But that's basically what you're doing as independent artists, going to sign with a major label. You doing all the work, and all they go do is, let me give you this little 20,000. You like, shit, that's all I need right now. But then when you sit back and your shit is a hit, and they done made hundreds of millions of dollars, now you mad and you want to go and sue and you want to go cry on social media, talking about they done did something to you, but it was really you because you was a patient. Right. Patience to let your own creativity grow to what it needs to manifest to.
And just to give you, that is true. Signing with a major label would definitely be the detriment to independent artists. But there is a way to turn yourself into a household name without signing to a major label. And the way is to be consistent in your work and also promote yourself. A lot of artists, especially when they first get on, I've seen it happen to multiple artists. Sheck West, for example, had #1 song in the country, that I got hoes calling. And for a while, everybody was calling his phone to book him. It's like $20,000 for this show, $15,000 for a club appearance, $50,000 to do this stadium here or this or that. Then eventually, if you notice, he wasn't putting more music out. He was just waiting for the phone to ring, spending money every time. And eventually the phone starts ringing less and less and less till it doesn't ring anymore. Even if that is the case, if you were promoting yourself, like he was saying, like Patrick was saying, a club promoter, if you got the #1 song in the country right now, but it's your first hit single, and I'm a club promoter, I can be like, hey, you live here in Atlanta, Georgia. I want you to come on to my club tonight. I want to give you $20,000 for a club experience, for a club appearance. I'll get you a VIP section, bottles per diem. You like, yeah, I already live here and I was going to go to the club anyway on Friday. But what the artist doesn't know is the club's capacity is 2,500. Normally on a Friday night, they charge $10 for entry, $20 VIP. But now because they have the #1 artist in the country here tonight, it's $40 in the regular line, $60 skip, $100 in VIP. And the promoter at the door made $120,000 off the door. And he only giving you $20,000, but everybody's there to see you as the artist. So it's like, why would you ever let somebody get paid more money off of you than you are? There are some independent artists that promote themselves. So let's run that back. You're the #1 artist in the country. Instead of waiting for the phone to ring and somebody to book you, you go to Atlanta, Georgia. You go to a club and you ask the club owner, hey, what's your slowest night? He says, Wednesday night, I have nothing going on in here. And you're like, look, what if I can tell you, I can guarantee your bar will make $15,000 on a Wednesday night when you normally would make nothing. Now the club owner is interested. He's like, so what you got? He's like, I want to throw an event here. I keep the door, you keep the bar, but I guarantee you'll make $15,000. Cool. You already secured a location free of charge. And you're an artist. So now most club promoters think about this. 9 times out of 10, any major city you're in, if you turn on a major radio station, you hear V103, tonight live, we're at such and such club and bar. Come pull up, 2 for 1 drinks. You hear something like that or whatever. So that club promoter had to pay for that advertisement spot on that radio station. Maybe $2,500, $3,500 for however long rotation into the event. You're an artist with the #1 song in the country right now. What do you think is going to happen if you walk into V103 right now? They're gonna be like, oh, shit, we got such in the studio. Blah, blah, blah. What you doing here? Whatever. You're like, yo, what's up, Denver, Colorado? I'm here this week. I'm going to be down at shows, such and such Wednesday night. Y'all come see me here. The radio station's like, you heard it here first. V103, he's going to be here Wednesday night, blah, 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 blah. You just got free promotion and a free venue. Now you make $120,000 off of the door. And let's say you do that Monday through Friday. You just made $500,000 in a week and you chilling on the weekend. And you're not signing no record label. All you need to do is, like he said, but the first step, you got to make that hit record to be able to yield that power to be able to do it. But that's the best way to turn yourself into a household name. And most artists, do you want to be able to support your family and sustain your lifestyle, or do you want the fame? Do you want everybody to be like, oh, that's such and such, and then be broke or in debt to a label? Or do you want to be the person, you might be somewhat known or whatever, but when you walk outside, they're like, damn, I ain't no Philly made helicopters. You'd rather be that person, I'm sure. So, yeah, that's a way to do it without pretty much giving away your creativity, but still you have to create a hit record or something that resonates with everyone to be able to do that. So, okay.
You're feeling now, the label's going to come to you. People are going to find you.
Right.
If you did everything he just said, people will find you. Talent. I mean, the people who are looking for you are going to come to you and try to put you on TV or try to put you on their show. So I'd follow that blueprint right there.
Okay, cool. And my second question was, so for someone like me or a random person like who does music or whatever, like if they were trying to approach for like different positions, because I know I said like try to approach, make it like, if you resonate with like wardrobe, try to move into wardrobe like that, like, because outside of this venue that we have right now, I don't think I would randomly bump into any of you guys just like out on the street. So like, how would one approach to try to slide into one of these positions?
So for an award show or special, I've moved around by word of mouth. You're only as good as your last job. So people kept moving me to other, because I really put in. This was my livelihood. This is how I was paying my bills. So I really put in for everything I did. So I generally take, if you're sending me a resume or something like that, I do share it with the team. We look for people to come in as a PA for a day, a week, or just for that project. Sometimes it's random. Anybody on this stage here could say, "Hey, Deb, remember the guy that was in the black jacket? He's looking for something. He's going to be in LA for this type of thing." Then I would take that information and share it with my team. Again, what he was saying is, even if you do get in the door, because my thing is, I'm going to get you in the door so you can see what's to offer. And then it's timing. You know what I mean? You're just not going to, every opportunity you get, you want to be in the music, you want to talk to the MD. You're not going to be like, so, let me talk to you while they're trying to do rehearsal or whatever. But it's the relationship, or just, getting in there to know who you're reaching out to. My example was I worked as a PA for a woman for 3 days. I liked how she handled business. So I said to her, if you ever need anybody to help you on any other project that you do, please give me a call. She called me 3 weeks later. I was on the show at the time was called Sinbad Soul Festival. So we ended up in Aruba off some island, you know what I mean? I was working there for like 2 weeks. It was like the most incredible things. I was like, okay, this might be what I like. You know what I mean? So it depends. Timing is one, and then networking is the other thing. So again, the people in this room, you never know where you're going to run into them again. So networking and timing, I think, are two things.
All right, thank you. You're very welcome. What was that name? Yeah. Oh shit. So yeah, what?
My bad. You said how can you get into, if you didn't come to this event? There are things that you Instagram, Facebook. You can go on to the community, the TV and film community, and stuff like that. You even go in through being an extra. You go to some of these extra casting companies, it'll get you in the dope to see people and to meet people and be able to connect with them. But there's a site you can go on called Staff Me Up. Staffmeup.com. Yeah, STAFF.com. staffmeup.com. You can go in there, you can apply. They have different positions that they're looking for all over the country. So you can go in and apply. Send your you may be able to get they might pull your resume, but like she said, it's really word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? We don't really look at look at resumes and stuff for real. We really hire the people that's somebody that knows somebody or somebody that referred one of their friends or somebody like that. But there is sometimes, when I did do the Trumpet Awards, I actually went and pulled people's names and the resumes and brought them in that way. But yeah, go on Indeed. You can go on LinkedIn. I've hired people from LinkedIn. But Facebook, Instagram, those communities, you want to go in there and you want to just go to those events that are happening. There's a lot of events that are happening, like especially in the indie world, they have the green screen where they screen different indie projects all over. It's just a bunch of that. But Plaza Theater and stuff like that. But definitely go on Facebook and Instagram. If you just type in TV film industry or TV film in Atlanta, a lot of stuff will pop up. You know what I'm saying? And just apply for it. Just follow those pages. Do the extras cast and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can get in that way. And staffmeup.com. Or you could follow me, Production Pat, at Production Pat on Instagram. And just say, hey, I was at the event. If you keep in touch, like with me, if you keep in touch with me, because I'm gonna forget who you are after today. But if you hitting me up, you know what I'm saying, you DMing me every week, I'm gonna remember you. Eventually, I'm gonna remember who you are, and then when the opportunity comes for me to hire somebody, I'm gonna give you that opportunity if you consistently stay in touch. Just a small story. When I was a PA, the TV show was coming to Atlanta, right? BT had just bought the game after they canceled it. And I really wanted to be on that show. And one thing a person told me was, it's not really all about the opportunity that you get, it's being prepared for the opportunity, to receive the opportunity when it comes. So one day I was working on this show, and a BT exec was there, and I had to go let them in the building. And so we were riding up the elevator, and I was like, hey, I heard the game was coming to Atlanta. How can I get on that show? She was like, hey, here's my email. Just email me. And, I don't know when it's going to start, but, once it do, I can put you in contact with who can hire you, so who may be able to hire you, whatever. Once I find out who's the coordinator for that show, whatever. So I said, oh, okay, cool. So I emailed this lady every Monday for 6 months. Right. I eventually got a phone call like, hey, you want to come in for an interview? You've been referred by a BT exec. So you best believe I got the job, right? So I got the job because I was consistent. I stayed consistent with the opportunity that I was received. And so because I stayed consistent, she didn't forget who I was when once the show started, because everything don't happen right then and there. You know what I'm saying? I might not have nothing going on today, but next week I might have something. And if I can't remember who you are, I'm gonna call somebody else that I do remember who their name is, because I'm gonna think, I'm like, damn, who is available right now? And then I'm going through my phone, and it's like, if you ain't at the top of the list, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't hang out with me every day, or if you're not somebody that I've known for years, and you somebody new trying to get in the game, you have to stay consistent with the people that you meet that can put you in position to be able to get into the industry, because that's the only way you're gonna remember. This is so many people that we meet. It's just hard to remember that, but if you're consistent, more than likely you'll get in the game.
And that's why I was just saying it's better to stand out than to fit in. Anything you can do to make yourself stand out from being one of many. You could be the most talented person, but that person only reached out to me once or twice. But I'm definitely going to remember the person who emailed me every Monday for 6 months. So just whatever you could do to make yourself stand out. Even the brother was artist was asking about what they can do to portray more Christian music or gain a larger Christian crowd. Somebody in this room might not even be a fan of gospel music, but I guarantee you, if somebody asks any one of y'all about gospel music, you'd be like, oh, it was this dude, he had on his dope hat, fly outfit, and a cute thing about them stood out from anybody else you ever met. So yes, like you said, making yourself stand out as opposed to fit in.
I want to touch bases on that too. So with my brand, it's thousands and thousands of DJs. So they always hit me, Joe, when you gonna give me a shot? When you gonna put me on For the Love of Skate, so forth and so on. I can't remember all those DJs, but I do remember the ones that stay in touch with me, the ones that's consistent. You got to be hungry. And anything that you sort out do, you got to be hungry. So I had DJs always hitting me, oh, yo, my shot a whole year. And finally, I remember when it was time for me to hire DJs for certain parts of the event, I remember those DJs that stayed in touch and that was hungry for what they wanted to do. A lot of DJs, they don't even show up. They could pop up. I'm like, who are you? When did I hear you play? So the ones that's hungry, you got to stay hungry. If it's something that you really want, you got to be consistent. And I remember the DJs the most that was always ringing my phone, and they stayed hungry. And I remember, so when it was time to hire DJs, top of the list.
All right. So being that we got about 11 minutes left, we'd have to close it at 10. So I'll just request everybody else to just one question because I want to make sure everybody that's still waiting to get a question asked. So appreciate it.
Thank you for your answer, Sauce. Yeah, my name is Jimmy Thomas, a.k.a. J Slim, and I'm 6'7", so don't forget my face. But I want to give y'all flowers. I've been rocking with y'all for a few years. I perform on stages, and I score high, so they always invite me back. And I just thank God for everything that y'all do to pour to us. And the seminars have been very informational. And I got a lot of things, a myriad of things that I do. I rap, sing. I've been directing music videos for over 10 years. I'm dedicated. I just released my first movie entitled My Pastor. It's on 3 channels right now, Falsely, Stash, and Relay. But how do I get to collaborate with the likes of Tyler Perry or write for them? Because I have a lot to offer. I believe that.
Why?
Yeah, I wanna get myself out there more. I have a lot of opportunity to do a lot of different things, but I'm waiting on the right opportunity.
Right, but so you name those people, but you had you think that's gonna get you out there. No, they gonna take your material that's gonna be theirs. So we're not gonna get out there. Like if you got it, you got motion, keep with your motion. Because any deal anybody give you is not gonna be enough of what you create. You see what I'm saying? They gonna make way more money than you on anything that you do. So don't be looking for somebody else. If you got the motion, just keep pushing. It's just gonna take time. If it's good quality, if it's good stuff, you go blow up. You go make the money you need. Because when you go to these other people, they go take your material. That's gonna be in the contract. It's gonna be ownership. Ain't nobody giving a deal and not taking ownership. I'm not gonna give a deal and not take ownership. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna give you my money, put all my money I done made to blow you up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would saying that, but I'm saying I would like to co-write a movie with a different person that's in Hollywood. You know what I'm talking about? Dude, like nigga.
Well, join the writers union.
Yeah.
Join the writers union, right? Which is probably hard to do. Since you live in Georgia. You might need to move to LA where the writing and creativity happens. And then you need to meet those people out there that write. You know what I'm saying? And then what you do is you have to start small as a writer's assistant, and then you move your way up to become a staff writer, and then you there. You know what I'm saying? But as far as trying to go write for Tyler Perry or anybody else, you don't have they go take your material. You don't want to go in that way. You want to do it different.
Yeah. So just keep moving by myself.
Keep motion. Yeah, you got motion. You already got 3 channels. Just give it time to build up. And you keep putting your content on there. You keep adding more content. And your name is going to build because they're going to keep seeing your name, not somebody else's name. Right. They're going to come looking for you. Don't go looking for them because you come looking for them, they're going to take all your money.
Right. You come looking for them, they're going to offer far less than if they come looking for you. They're pretty much like, oh, he's an asset that we have to acquire. So whether to give him damn near whatever he asks for to acquire him, so that our competitors don't acquire. So, but if you go looking for them, they're like, wow, he does. So, oh yeah, don't do it. This is so easy defense. We didn't actually do this Superman work and give him this Robin chip, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Appreciate the information.
Ownership, man, solar. They gotta stop one birth somebody up. You gotta take our speed for So it's just a this time. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be worth it at the end of the day. Yeah, just do that. I would do that.
Oh, trying to do somebody else. And that's your sort of creative people in the crowd. Like most of y'all, like, dang, I want to support my girls' ass braces or whatever. I need a job. A job ain't nothing but work. You don't need a job. You need an income. So any way that you can make an income other than paying your time and money, they tell you it's only 24 hours in a day. But that's bullshit, because if it was the truth, then what the fuck is the nighttime? It's only 12 hours in a day. And the reason why they tell you it's 24 is if you only knew it was 12, you would never agree to give a job or school 8 hours in your day. You know, and that's the real true nature of the reality. If you are constantly, you know, like Patrick said, putting yourself at the disposal of somebody else, of course they're going to take advantage of it. And not necessarily saying they're bad people, but that is the system. So, you know, you definitely want to encourage all of y'all to, you know, look for alternative ways of generating income to push or pour and invest in yourself. I'm sorry.
No worries. Thank you. My name is the Papa Duke. I am one half of the mother-daughter duo, very, very proud mother that I rap with. She grew up in the box in, you know, that time. Anybody know when hip-hop was invented? Real quick. 1977. Yeah, so my mama was a teenager getting that shit going. Yeah. So we from there. I do have two questions. Do you like yellow? Y'all love yellow. Yes. As a black woman, please let me know what has been some of the most challenging things when it comes to being in a male-dominated industry.
To be heard. You could be in the room and your same idea will come out of the mouth of a man and it will be acknowledged. So you have to stay your course, stay who you are, and speak up. And I'm one of the reasons who didn't. I mean, I hid behind emails for years. I created a team that would do the work that I needed to get done so that I didn't have to speak up. If somebody came looking for me, then something went wrong. So I was always the person that was kind of behind the scenes for a reason. I just was not that vocal person. But when I chose to be vocal, it was difficult because I was in a room full of men who, you know, they just don't give you that credit. So I'm going to say now it has changed a lot. There's a lot more women who are, you know, getting out there, making themselves heard and making themselves seen. Just stay your course, speak up, and just know that you're worthy. You are worthy. Just know that from the jump. You walk in the door, when you walk in that room, you are worthy. You're there for a reason, and you're there to be heard. So just stay yourself. Perfect. And it was a recording fish. So for y'all is a yellow bag.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much.
How y'all doing, panel? I got a question to ask. I hope y'all think real good before y'all answer. I'm a producer from Mobile, Alabama, but I now stay in Atlanta. But I did just want to ask a question since they're here. So my question is to y'all. It's a very serious question. I'm going broke. I'm trying to be like everybody. I can't afford a big ice change, and I'm trying to fit in, and I know I shouldn't do that. And I'm starting to give up. My question to y'all, do I keep going or do I keep trying to keep up with everybody else? Think before y'all think. I'm starting to learn stuff. I'm starting to learn that you have to pay for radio promotion. I'm starting to learn that it's really money, but I'm starting to learn that I need 200 grand. I don't got it. I work at McDonald's. And that's my question to y'all.
Well, you said you going broke. Right. So how much money you got left?
$20.
Yeah, two. All right, where are you going? Where you going?
I came from Mobile to Mobile.
I'm just saying, like, okay, you work at McDonald's, right? Make about what, $19, $20 an hour?
No, in Mobile, McDonald's, you work is less.
But you live in Atlanta now, or you just drove up?
I'm from kind of a little past tense.
Right. But I'm saying, where you at right now?
I stay in Atlanta right now.
Stay in Atlanta and you work for McDonald's?
More now because my rent.
You still work at McDonald's? You still work at McDonald's?
Nah, I do security work right now.
Right, you do security work, right?
Everything went up. My rent and
right.
my bill no be like $600.
Right.
I'm already like that.
Right, so that just means your lifestyle has to be.
The lifestyle, the giving,
right. But you saying you going broke?
Yeah, I'm never.
Are you about to give up on what?
My career.
The music.
I'm trying to keep up with everybody else. Like I can't afford the ice. I know that you need the look.
No, you don't need to look. Who said that?
Cause I know that I'm famous.
He said you need to look. Huh?
I'm
just make the music. You just make the music.
It might be social media.
Right. Stay off social media. How about that? No. Put your music on social media. That don't mean you need to be on there.
That's where we at.
Just put your music on social. No, I mean, you need to be on there.
That's where we at.
Just put your music on social. No, it's some music, man. Like, you don't need jewelry. You don't need all. Rich people ain't. People that got money ain't. So stop worrying about going to get a chain. Stop worrying about going to get a chain and just start worrying about stacking your bread, creating your music. And that's it. Stay at home, right? Don't be going out in the streets spending your money, right? Spend your money on what you try to do. You try to do music, spend your money on that. And fuck everything else, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't do what you need to do.
And
do that.
Let me say this too, because I sat and I watched you at the audition a couple of weeks ago. Like sometimes I'm quiet, I sit back and watch. First of all, don't ever talk down on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Respect yourself because you're a king and just remember that. And then secondly, I watched you. You were the most charismatic person at the audition. I got all the other interns and stuff that were there. You had personality. You had people laughing. You have something in you. So don't give up on that. No matter what your circumstance is or whatever you're feeling about yourself, just use that to build relationships with people and keep connecting with people and keep growing. Don't ever give up on yourself.
Right. And one more thing that I wanted to say about that is, as far as just to touch on what DJ Outlet said, yeah, you don't need the chain. You don't need the image or anything like that. Honestly, once again, you can't be the best version of somebody else. If that's not you, you can't. Wait, y'all, a dude at McDonald's can't dress like Rick Ross or Quavo or anything like that, and even trying to. But also, like you said, don't down yourself. How you treat yourself is the standard to which everybody else treats you. If you don't treat yourself good, no matter how talented you are or charismatic, why the fuck would I treat you good? You don't even treat you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like you, why would somebody else like you? You know, everything that you do starts with you. And I would also say, don't say you're ugly or you this or that. These are your thoughts and feelings. Nobody else thought that or said that. But even assuming that other people are thinking or saying that is even more foolish. Like, don't, But the thing is, no, like, unless everybody you see every single day tells you, you ought to be fun, then why would you believe that? Like, and I'm sure nobody here said that to you today. So yeah, don't internalize that or, think negatively. It all starts with you, man.
I'll just say one more thing. Man, if you respect yourself and you love yourself, right? There's no need for you to dress and to try to impress others for things that you really don't have. You know what I'm saying? So if you out here, you stressing, you struggling, and you worried about a chain, right? You ain't at that point yet. You ain't at that stage in your life to be worried about buying a chain. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need to be thinking about no chain until you get to that point in your life to where you can afford to buy a chain. So you can't afford to buy no chain on me, you know what I'm saying?
I be to the hype, like, when I see your guy put the chain.
Yeah, but your guy.
Most of it is fake too. Ain't nobody buying real jewelry.
I tell you what, your security job, if you go on Temu, you can buy all that jewelry that they got on for way less, and you can pay monthly on it, and you gonna look like you that. You feel what I'm saying? Do that. Then you can afford that. They
True holiday.
They'll let you spend $7.99 a month.
All right, we got time for one more. Appreciate you, though, man.
Come on, man. What's good, y'all? My name Tito Farrow. First of all, thank y'all again for all the knowledge that you guys are giving. These panels are priceless in every single way. I got two questions. The first one just being, after the competition, the artists that performed, will we all get like an email kind of regarding about the next steps going towards like BT and everything like that?
Yes.
All right, for sure. And then the second question would be,
regarding everything that you guys said with the terms of just working hard, being consistent, and following what you believe in and being true to yourself. with the way that music is, I know that there's a lot of rules and like stuff being put into. I know that like streaming starting to. I think in Detroit they put up a law that said like streaming is going to be going to like a cent now for some streams. I know that that's not getting everywhere, but I think that came from overseas in like London. I'm not sure, but my main question is there seems to be a lot of like traction going for talent that's coming overseas and things like that. One, do you believe that a global reach is better than just a state reach? And two, do you, with the ability to reach global reaches, how do you feel about artists using AI and things of that nature to move forward?
All right, the first thing I'm gonna say is it's definitely far more beneficial for you to be a world known or international artist than just a nationally known artist. I think United States of America has like 330 million people. India has 3 billion people alone. So even if 10% of the people in India are your fan, you're still making way more money off that 10% of people in India than everybody in America, just from a numbers standpoint. So it's always far more beneficial for you to have international appeal. I would also say people in different areas of the world gravitate towards things, but as human beings, we all have common ground somewhere. So finding that common ground and being able to relate to people, all of the biggest songs are songs that everybody can relate to. For example, prime example, Jim Jones balling. Who don't want to feel like they balling or whatever? Your man's talking about buying a chain, $1,020,000 because he want to feel like he. But I would say, who don't want to feel like they? So that's why the song was such a big of a hit, because it everybody can relate to it from some standpoint. So I would say making the stuff that is relatable or that people can find some common ground on, people gravitate towards what they're familiar with, whether it's for a good reason or a bad reason. So if you can find common ground with people, 9 times out of 10, you will have far more of a mass appeal.
The answer about the AI question, right? I feel like with AI, I think it's great. I have a whole album I'm about to put out on AI. But as an artist, I don't know how that would fit for an artist. Like, I'm not trying to be an artist. I produce and I write. I do sing, but I don't want to be in front of the camera. So AI is perfect for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I create songs that don't have to even put myself out there. You see what I'm saying? But if you're an artist, I don't know what is it that you want AI to do for you. What you want AI to create the song for you, and you use your vocal and your image, or you trying to use AI image, or what? How? Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I really use AI for is business center logs for like tracking like blog play.
Mm-hmm. You don't use it as to get you no music? Why?
I like editing. I like singing.
Do you produce your own music, or do you go pay somebody else to get you sweet?
Sing, go get a beat.
Right. So why would you go pay for a beat when you can go to AI? AI can make that beat for you for free. But it's human camaraderie, though. I mean, they're taking it from humans. Program. Because I got some fine shit on here, but now I can tell you, but let's say, why go spend the money when you don't have to? So for independent artists, I think AI is perfect for you, because if you working at McDonald's, you ain't got to worry about trying to go $200 or $100 an hour for a recording session. Then you got to go pay somebody for a beat. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff is created for you, the mixing, the mastering. It can bring up the beat for you. It can help you tune your words, the lyrics, all that. So why not use it? Why not save yourself some money? Y'all know producers and stuff like that gonna be mad, but they better get on board and jump in and get with AI. You know what I'm saying? So they can make more money. You know what I'm saying? They create more material than they can by themselves, because we do get lazy and we start sounding the same all the time. Well, all our stuff starts sounding the same. But when you get with AI, they go get. Matter of fact, AI will it'll give you some creativity. Like, it'll kind of help you come up with some new shit. Well, all our stuff starts sounding the same. But when you get with AI, they go get. Matter of fact, AI will it'll give you some creativity. Like, it'll kind of help you come up with some new shit that you ain't even thought about. They might come out with a vocal range pattern that you never thought about. You're like, oh shit, that shit hot. Let me take that and try that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's the same thing as getting a ghostwriter, right? People get ghostwriters all the time. Why you gotta get a ghostwriter when you can name your AI generator, give them a name, and then you ain't gotta tell nobody it's AI. You be like, oh yeah, I produce with Black and then over that. You know what I'm saying?
But also, even bigger than that, just real quick, if you do really value that human interaction and companionship, like you said, let AI produce for you and make you some money. And then you got a budget to work with whatever fucking producer you want to, because this computer then got you paid.
And I'll tell you one thing, so that way artists won't be discouraged. A lot of artists are discouraged about AI, but one thing AI will not replace is being an entertainer in the live show, and something that each and every one of y'all did here today. So I just want y'all to put your hands together for yourselves, because all of y'all were here, y'all performed in person, y'all stood up on this stage, you grabbed that mic, you connected with people. So that's something that AI won't change. So use AI. I mean, we use AI in business all the time to help with certain things, but there's certain things that AI just can't replace, and that's that human connection and everything. So just learn what to use AI for, what to not use AI for. But at this time, we are at the end of the panel. So before we close, we're just going to run down the line one more time. If you want, just let everybody know how to connect with you, last words, anything you want to let people know. So we start with you, Usapri.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at the number 7 MILEOUEY. And that's my personal Instagram page. It is private, but I'll accept everybody here today that follows. So y'all tap in, don't tap out. I like to thank y'all and let y'all know that I appreciate y'all insight and questions that y'all ask. And for all the artists that came out today, saw a lot of talent. So I appreciate y'all for pursuing y'all dreams and putting y'all best foot forward today.
Clap it up for Supreme.
You follow me on I'm Production Pat on all social media platforms. Production Pat. I don't be on Facebook like that, but Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, that's it.
You can follow me, Jody _721. It's JODY _721. JODY _721. You can follow me on Instagram. It was nice meeting all y'all.
And on Instagram at Black Behind the Scenes. And again, my focus is getting people into the business, behind the scenes of productions and music specials. So it was fun to be here. Thank you guys.
All right, for sure. And I'm DJ Outlet Music on Instagram, TikTok, everything. DJ Outlet Music. Of course, follow at 2 Hop Radio as well. And all the artists, I'm going to say this last thing. Artists, entrepreneurs, interns, staff members, everything. Education never stops. Never stop being hungry. Never stop being learning, no matter what level you get to. Because you'll be surprised. There's so many people that's in this business that have gotten to those levels and don't know nothing. Don't know what the hell then they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you already a level up just by coming here and getting that information. So just continue to learn. This is going to be live. We're going to post this on YouTube. Go back, watch it again, take notes, get all the information, and just keep tapping in and stay locked with Too High. All right? So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Clap it up for yourselves and everybody that came through. And you guys are free to network amongst yourselves as we wrap it up in here. But we appreciate everybody coming out. Thanks again.